What's going on YouTube? Tyler back with another SGC break. That's right guys, tuxedo time. Just have a 52 card order that just got dropped off by FedEx about an hour ago. And we are gonna break right into it. Very similar to my last SGC order that I did. This is an amazing turnaround. Looks like a lot of collectors are not really clamoring to that $30 price point that SGC is offering right now. And I think that there's a good reason for that, because to be quite honest, resale value isn't looking too promising. Although at some point I'm gonna do a video of all the different SGC orders that I've done, and I'm certainly going to be doing a price breakdown of those orders, as well as PSA and BGS orders that I've done recently, so that everybody can kind of see what the resale market is looking like right now, because it's interesting. But I will say I don't think that SGC is doing that well. I do have some of those cards listed right now from my previous SGC order that are going to be ending in a couple of days, so I will certainly have that up. And I'm going to be doing just a video in general of like what cards are doing well in an SGC holder and what aren't, because it really does depend like what cards you have in the holder. So this was a 52 card order. These are all cards that I bought well after all the shutdown news from all the different companies. So no surprises. These are cards that I bought after the shutdown with the sole purpose of sending to SGC, which is great. So there's no rejects. There's no I'm trying to get out of this. Having said that, I don't think I'm going to do well on this order, but I'm at least going to show you guys the cards just so that you all can see what everything looks like. So let's jump right into it. And I hope that you guys can see that I have a brand new camera with a new iPhone 12. So hopefully this is coming out a lot more crisp and clear than what it looked like before. And you all can actually see the cards themselves, as that's very important. So first up, Topps traded Ichiro Pujols card that came back in SGC 9. Pretty happy with the grade overall, although the resale value that I've seen recently doesn't look too exciting. But that's okay. Next up, Bowman's Best Juan Soto Refractor came back Gem Mint 10. Beautiful card. Man, these cards do look so good in this camera. I should have done this a long time ago. Juan Soto is starting to heat up, so hopefully his market heats up and picks up from here on out. Next up, Donruss Optic Justin Herbert, the rookies, came back a 9.5. This is one of those I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I mean, you buy these cards in the 20-30 range, you can pay $30 to get them graded. That means you need 50 to 60, even before you consider fees, to break even. So if this card doesn't do that, it's kind of just like a waste. And that's really the kind of the test that I'm going to be doing is, can even a 9.5 hold its value at this point whenever you factor in grading, or is it just not worth it? Because the hope is that I break even on the 9.5s and maybe even on some instances the 9s, but the 10s is really where I'm hoping to get some gravy. But just looking at this this order, I'm skeptical on it. I actually think that I did pretty well overall, but I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical. So we shall see. Panini Contenders, Justin Herbert Rookie of the Year Contenders. This one came back at 9.5. So I'm also really curious to see how these cards ended up getting graded overall. So, this is pretty daggone consistent with how they've been. They are a very harsh grader, very harsh grader. You'll see with some of these, I think I have some of the better grades, like Panini Select. This is the field level Justin Herbert. This one came back a 10. So I have a couple of these, and they all came back 10s. It would have been really nice had I gotten a pristine. Will say SGC pristines are incredibly elusive. They just do not give out pristine grades. And really, because of that, the pristine grade, in my opinion, is extremely underrated and undervalued, because they just do not give them out. I think out of all the orders I've sent in, we're over 500 cards up to this point. I have one that I know of. I think there was a second a pristine 10, but I want to say it's just 2 pristine 10s. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. Mahomes Select Field Level Blue Prism, number to 49, PSA 10. Beautiful, beautiful card. Really like that. I was disappointed in this card, but I'm pretty sure that they dinged it going left to right on centering. This is Joe Burrow Red Prism, number to 49. Really thought that that card had a chance, but they're tough on centering, man. Absolutely tough on centering. Next up, have Kobe Bryant Prism 8.5. This one does have some surface issues, so I think that that's probably where this card is getting a bad grade from, which kind of stinks. I wasn't really hoping to get any 8.5s. I thought a lot of these would end up pulling 9s or better. This one also has some surface stuff on it, but it was able to pull a 9, so pretty happy about that. Going on to the next stack, another one that ended up pulling a 9. And then finally, the last one. I was hoping at least 2 of these would get a 10. Or, not like, daggone it, that's right in the case. Fun. That white speck's right in the case. So this one actually did come back a 10. So that's good. At least we got 1 10. So that's something to look forward to. Next up, Klay Thompson. So there is a line on this card going left to right, or sorry, top to bottom. Centering, everything looks really, really sharp, but it just has that line, which really, really, really sucks. And again, I'm grading a lot of older cards. So those older cards are going to be more difficult to grade. As again, everybody and their mother is grading cards right now. Seems like anything old, it is extremely, extremely hard to get a good grade on. This card, again, this case looks a little fudged. That is not on the card, by the way. Man, I wish that they would do a little bit better job, a lot better job at these cases. The cases look great, but there's gunk in them everywhere, or smudged or something. Yeah, harsh graders, guys. Extremely, extremely harsh. Yeah, so these Zion Throwback Silvers came back 9.5s. Which with these, I don't know if that means a premium or not, but I did get a 10 on one of these, which is really, really nice. But man, LeBron, whew. So I think overall, the breakdown on this order is going to be extremely interesting because like these throwback silvers, I bought these a couple weeks after release, but prices have absolutely tanked since then. I was expecting this to actually be a better subset than what it actually is. Like one of these LeBrons I paid between $900 and $1,100 for, and that's just not what they're bringing right now. So overall, I think that it is profitable to do something through SGC, but it's not profitable whenever you buy cards and then, you know, a couple weeks later, they're already at half the value of what you had paid for them. So that's just the volatility of this market right now. The market is absolutely atrocious. This is a really, really nice card that I was curious on how they were going to grade it because it has waves on the back of this card. You can kind of see the waves. Like it's almost crinkles. So I'm actually really happy it got a 7. Very happy. Mad at the seller who sold it to me, but I would have thought that this might actually be like a 4. So yeah, that's the reason for that low grade. Guys, these grades are bad compared to what I normally get. I'm actually really not sure why I got this one got an 8.5. But it's just the cards that I'm buying, they're not coming in the mailbox clean. Like they are coming in extremely, extremely dirty. And it is getting very, very, very difficult to find clean cards because, again, everybody is grading. And one of the things that you can do to keep your gem rate really high is buy new cards that come out, right? So new cards, but that means ultra modern. And right now, ultra modern is getting printed into oblivion. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. You either buy ultra modern to get good grades, but by buying ultra modern, you're buying high pop cards over printed cards that aren't going to maintain their value and weeks after release have a very high probability of tanking in this market today. So it is very, very difficult. These are the types of cards that I want to find. These that are modern. They're not ultra modern, but they're still low print compared to some of the other cards out there. Let's see. How did this one get an 8.5? What do we got going on here? Let's see. I mean, there's some Fuzz on the corner. Dude, that was a tough grade. Very, very tough. I mean, maybe a 9? 8.5. A little harsh. Tough. All right, next up, first edition Steph Curry. And even with these 9.5s, I'm pretty happy with. I'm very, very, very happy with these cards that come back in 9.5 because I do think that 9.5 in these grades does carry a premium over raw despite the $30 grading fee. I really do. Now, if we're getting 8.5s or anything less than that, or really a 9 or less, honestly, it's not going to be worth it at all. Man, what a tough grade. Although that corner right there, you can kind of see if you hit the light on it in a certain way, it does have some issues. So I guess that's a biggie there. So yeah, overall consistent, extremely consistent. Ultra Rising Stars, Kevin Durant, 9.5. And to me, an SGC 9.5 is basically equivalent to a Beckett 9.5. In terms of the way the cards look and present, I truly do think that. You can see this card is way off-centered, corner issue, 8.5. Some of these 8.5s I shouldn't have sent in. I really shouldn't. Here's a Kevin Durant Rookie Sensations 10. Obviously, the 10s help make up for it in a big way. But yeah, the 8.5s definitely are things that I should not be sending in. This one has a little bit of an issue right on that bottom corner, or edge, and then a corner ding here. So that's actually a pretty generous 8.5. Let's see. But as you all know, I really don't like to sell cards raw that have issues, just because it's kind of bad karma, in my opinion. If you're seeing flaws and you're selling them and not, if you sell it and disclose it, I get it. Absolutely, you can sell them raw, but just seems a lot more pure to have these cards graded, although it does contribute to the backlog. So again, that's even a double-edged sword. Let's see. What did I miss on this guy? So it is a little off-center top to bottom, not enough to be an 8. Oh, it was the corner. I remember now. Yep, terrible corner. Terrible corner. So next up, have another Juan Soto Bowman's Best Refractor. And I think one of these did have a surface issue, so this one's probably the one that came back in 9.5. So start off really strong, but now I'm kind of taking a dump. Taking a huge dump. Kevin Durant, Flashback Silver Prism, PSA 10s. That one's very sharp. This is a nice card. There we go. Now we're starting to reverse it a little bit. Damian Lillard Prism SGC 10. Could not have better timing on this card. This card is done very well, or at least Damian Lillard has. Although prices on all this has begun to really drop. This card just sold for $212. I looked it up. I would think that it would be bumped up higher than that based on his performance, dropping 55 points recently. Big card right here. I'm very happy about this. This card is very difficult to find centered, despite Panini turning Prism into a complete junk product. This year's product actually is worth going after and trying to grade because it's so hard to grade. One, the card stock is just complete junk, but it's also extremely off-centered, left to right, top to bottom. So I'm extremely happy this card pulled the Gem Mint. Definitely going to have a premium on this. Premium in any holder for those types of cards. See, LeBron Prism, PSA 9. I got this in the same grouping as this card as well. So I'm actually happy that the silver came back at 10. This card looked flawless, so I was hoping that this one was going to come back 10. Then there's a really nice card for this next one. It is a LeBron Rookie Gem Mint. So not the best rookie, but anytime you can get a LeBron James rookie and have it be graded Gem Mint, I think you're in good shape. This is the Honor Roll Award Performers insert. Came back 10. I'm starting to really like finding these low-end inserts that just do really well. I mean, not many people used to grade these, right? They're not grading the low-end inserts, but these are actually now valuable to go after and try to grade. So really cool to actually get this. So I'm happy to get that. Next up, got another really nice card. Zion Williamson Orange Laser. SGC 10, beautiful, 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 super, super nice. John Morant optic. So some of these actually was going to send a PSA, but not anymore. I just can't wait that long, and I would rather just turn the inventory, and if I break even, I break even. If I make a little bit, I make a little bit. Next up, Zion optic. Beautiful card, man. Both of those. Got them from the same seller. Both of them look really, really clean. So I'm glad that one came back gem mint. This one I'm a little bit disappointed in. I would have hoped that this came back higher. So this is the liftoff, and they mislabeled it because it's the fractal version. Ah, you bastards. You sons of bitches. Gosh, come on, SGC. Yep, so they mislabeled that one. I typed this one incorrect. And I'm actually really curious how I got a 9. Because it's usually that corner that's white. So what else is wrong with this card? Usually flaws are pretty obvious on these if you get bad grades. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Unless they thought the swirls were a flaw. It's a possibility. Next, I'm glad they labeled this one correctly, because whenever the grades popped, it did not say embossed. It just said silver. So I'm so glad they got this right. So this is the second year Kobe Finest silver embossed, or the uncommon embossed. It's really nice. I actually thought this card was higher than 9. I would have thought it would be like a 9.5. So pretty tough grade on this one. But overall, pretty good. So next up, these are the ones that wouldn't fit into its own little box. And I don't think these, if I can remember the ones that I sit in, I don't know if there's any big ones in here or not. Let's see. Move these guys out of the way. And let's get them out of here. So I know I had some Kevin Durant Fleer rookies. Yep, had a couple of them actually. 3 of them that I know of. So first up is Kevin Durant 86, 87 Fleer throwback. Man, some of these are off-centered, but some pretty tough grades. These are actually, I did pull out of the reject pile going to PSA. You can see these move pretty a lot, really, in the case. I'm gonna open this up actually. Let's see here. What are we missing? What are we missing? Corner right there. All right, because whenever I'm looking at these raw, I'm probably seeing these things, but I can't remember because obviously there's duplicates and lots of cards that I'm going through. So this one's off center top to bottom. That one's pretty obvious. Yep, top to bottom. Next, Patrick Mahomes rookie. My homie. He is my homie. So one's cool. Really, really cool card. Does have a little white right there. It's probably enough to be a Beckett 9.5 and a PSA 10 in a good day back in 2019, but hard to get a PSA 10 on that card in 2020 moving forward. Next is Bowman Chrome Mike Trout X Fractor. Oh, I really wanted this card to come back at 10 because PSA 10 last sold for around $1,500. So I was hoping that could get maybe 40% less than a PSA 10. I would put it probably close to about a $1,000 card. So it being a 9.5, I'm not really sure what that puts the valuation at. But overall, really, really sharp looking card. Really, really nice card. And last but not least, yes, all these ended up getting 8.5s, and this one is also a little bit off-centered, but also a corner issue. So back whenever I got these cards, you know, a PSA 9 was a, you know, $700, $800, $900 card, and 8.5 was a little bit less. But these Durants, if only SGC had let me submit these back then, could have salvaged a little bit, but the market on these has crashed quite a bit. So I have to look at how much I actually paid for these. That video will be coming just to see what my profitability is going to look like on this order. I think because I overpaid on those Prism Silvers, and just the fact that I'm paying $30 a card on all these, and the resale value just itself, I don't know how I'm going to do on this. I'm actually projecting about a break even, which the last couple of orders, man, I'm telling you, you guys are probably seeing the grading market is really tightening up. So if you bought any cards at all, January, February, March, April, early May, and are trying to submit for grading, just depending on where you are on that downward slope, you could either make a little bit or you could hope to break even. And right now, a lot of these were cards that I bought in late January, early February. A lot of these were even recent in May. But overall, probably not going to be doing so hot. So if I break even on some of these orders that I get, I have two CSG orders totaling almost $55,000 in resale value. I'm probably not going to get that. And if I end up having to break even on those, I'm going to consider that a win in this market, to be quite honest, just because the market is resetting. And if I can get some of that money back just at a break-even point or a slightly above acquisition cost, I'm okay with that, because now the market has matured a little bit. It's dropped and matured, and I think it's in a safer spot. And maybe I can deploy that capital whenever PSA eventually does open up, like I'd intended originally. Man, having PSA shut down really threw me for a loop and disrupted everything, and also the projected profitability models. So hope you guys like that. I'm certainly going to be sending these guys off probably tonight. Post office closes in about 2 hours, so I'm going to box this stuff up, get it sent out, and try to get them in Probstein's hands ASAP. And of course, I'll do a video on that, as well as summarizing all of my sales. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you all think down below. And if you're doing anything very similar, always like talking to you guys. So we will see you next time.